All right, so I want to have a sports rant. Let's talk about sports real quick, and I'm going to break some hearts. All I did was play sports growing up. I was really good at them. You know, try to stay humble, even though I'm not. I was amazing at any sport I played. Even if it was basketball, I was short. You know, I was a short white guy, and I was still as good as I wanted to be, as good as I could be. I could be as good as I wanted to be at any sport, literally. I was great at them, but they kept me from expanding my knowledge substantially. I didn't know how to change my own oil in my truck. I didn't know how to fix well pumps. I didn't know how to dress a deer. I didn't know how to grow my own food, you know. I didn't know how to balance a checkbook. I didn't know how to write checks, even send out mail, balance accounts, things like that. Basics in finance. I didn't know any of that because I was too busy playing sports. And that literally keeps you behind when it comes to real world. And sometimes I think it's very intentional. Actually, a lot of times I think it's very intentional. Sports keep you in a box. So look at sports as a box, all right? You're in a box and you have rules, codes, regulations. It's just like going out into this corporation, federal circuit. You're on their circuit board. You know, you're out here in commerce and you walk into one of their buildings. Now you're in a box. You're walking into a box and you've been pre-programmed and psychologically trained in your America's pastime to act and react a certain way when you walk into these boxes. So you go into them and you've got, oh shoot, it's raining, programming. This programming is by design. You're in the box. You're only going to be as good as you can be in that box. But remember, you're in a box. That's kind of what these sports are all about. Think about, and there's more to it too. It's not just kind of desensitizing you to the corporate circuits that they're leading you into. It's not just keeping you in that box. There's also some MK Ultra and archetypes and different, why do elites play golf and tennis as opposed to football? You see what I'm saying? Why do people with money fence, golf, tennis, things like that instead of football, NBA? Why? Why is that? Why is football so barbaric? Like, what do these things remind you of? Off the top of my head, I don't know. Football reminds me of being very barbaric. On the front lines, back and forth, it kind of reminds me of war a little bit. But then, like, I took a course and seminar, and tennis was completely different. Tennis was a direct, like, representation of back and forth in a courtroom, tennis court. And the attorneys going back and forth. Attorneys are going back and forth and back and forth. And then there's a net, and then there's a judge, you know, the bar. The tennis court and the way tennis works was almost identical to dynamic negotiations in the law, things like that. There's a reason why specific elites and the specific archetypes played specific sports and were engaged in specific activities. But generally, it's a distraction for the population from expanding their mind. They want to keep you in this box, and they want that to be everything. If you were a fan in the stands of a baseball game and you looked at the plate and you looked at the angle of the clay and the bases, you could see a Freemason compass, perfect, plain as day, right in front of you if you wanted to see it. So please understand, there were Freemasons in baseball that were pros, things like that. Understand that it's all a program, and you're being programmed to act a certain way. Sports are great for foundations for kids: agility, mobility, problem solving, critical thinking, working as a team, working by yourself, overcoming all those things. You know, it's great. I was way ahead of all other kids in so many other different ways, but I was way behind in so many other ways as well, especially once I got out into the real world. Sports crushed me in the real world. And so sometimes these people are on their couches all grown up. They go to work, they come home, then they watch their sports. They are stuck in this freaking box. They may be great in that box. They may be crushing that box still. You know, they're still a freaking ace quarterback in the hole. So, but that's it. They're in a box. They're stuck in a box. And that's by design. And to me, that's what sports really are. There's always a deeper meaning behind sports and why they're designed the way they're designed. I have even a side note, a fun thing. I'm a tunnel guy, and I love LiDAR. LiDAR, you know, examining underground stuff. I've been studying tunnels for a long time. If you knew what was underneath of a ton of elite golf courses, when I say underneath, like just old world mega structures, crazy stuff like that under these old golf courses, you would maybe begin to understand a historical reset and a brainwashing and be like, wow, they use golf courses to literally cover up old world history. And that's why you have all these mounds and things like that. It's intense. It's really cool, but sports are great for kids. They're horrible for adults. They keep you in a box. Get the heck out of that box. They want you, they design those boxes. They want you in those boxes. They don't want you educated. They don't want you well-rounded. They don't want you to expand your mind, body, and spirit. They want you to be the best you can be. Be all that you can be in their box. So that's my rant about sports, and that carries over and ties into many other facets. Be all that you can be, if you see where I'm going with that. So just remember, they want you in their box. They're brainwashing you. They're desensitizing you to how they want you to react to stimulus in other locations. It's all about energy, movement, and control. They're trying to control energy. Those are small little circuit boards, okay? And this is a big circuit board. This is a big circuit board. Those are just small little circuit boards where they're controlling everything, all right? So give it a thought. Tell me what you think. Peace.